Fine, DF.
Good evening, Vidaoma. Let's hear your story. Let's hear from you. Please remember to keep it clean, oh.
Okay. The story I shared with you is actually one of my friends, like a very good friend of mine that contacted me. Actually, I helped him out when he came to Abuja to process his visa. So I was so shocked when he reached out to me telling me that the wife cancelled the visa. They've been married for 5 years, according to him. That was actually before she traveled, though not like the process. Like they've been married for 5 years in Nigeria before she traveled.
Do they
She's
have any
actually living in
children? Do they have
no
children?
no kids yet. Just the two, just him and the lady.
Hmm.
So they prepared for her to move out. She moved out. She has been there for 2 years now. And so it was now his turn, for her to prepare the visa for so he can come. Only for him, after he has already finished his interview and everything. So we were just waiting for, okay, oh, this is your visa approval. Everything has been, only for him to reach out to me that he's getting a divorce. I was like, what happened? I don't understand. He said, so then we're like, I think maybe she's married or something, because how would someone that both of you started something all of a sudden? Because if you read the chat, I asked him, did you cheat? He said no. Did you do something that maybe, women, she might be putting someone to watch over you and you wouldn't know? He said no, he's not living that kind of life. And I was like, so maybe she has moved on with her life and stuff like that, or maybe she's married and you know things like this. I don't advise people to do it. Some might work. Oh, I'm not saying it's all scam. I know there are some good people out there, but majority of it is just scam. Like body no be firewood, you understand? You no go come carry petrol come keep close to fire, you go come expect and say make the petrol quench the fire. No, the petrol goes, it will lighten more flame, you get. So you guys should be very, very careful about these things. For me, it's a no-no. I don't buy the idea of distant relationship. It's a no-no for me.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. What do
Because
you think? Okay. Continue what you were saying.
eh, with my work experience and stuff that like I've seen, I can tell you that the majority of people that are cheating is actually married people.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm speaking based on my work and what I've seen, you get. And now it's even getting worse because the rate of married women that are seeing cheating as nothing is very, very alarming. Is too much. It's too much. So now you can imagine that someone is in Nigeria and is doing that. Then compare it with someone that is in Canada, with the code and everything, the distance you get back from work, nobody to rub your back, nobody to say, oh, babe, welcome, how was work, stuff, massage, things that couple do, things to spicing up your marriages and relationship. The person is not physically there. When you want fakafiki, nobody go there to give you fakafiki. You no go really fakafiki wey you collect from video no go dey like the one wey you collect physical.
I'm
The
telling
difference is always clear. So there is no need for us to be pretending and be lying to ourselves. There are things we can't ask, like you can't ask your partner, hey, oh babe, have you slept, have you done fakafiki with someone there? What do you expect the person to say? Yes or no? He will tell you what you want to hear, which is no, baby, I'm keeping myself for you. I'm waiting for you. I can't wait to meet you. You get? That's just the truth. Nobody would do fakafiki with someone else and come and tell the other person that My love, I did Fakafiko because I did not see you. It's not possible, dear. Not be who they catch be thief. The marriage gas work, the relationship gas work, but at the end of the day, we know the truth. So for me, distance relationship is a no-no. Is a no-no.
A no. It's a
That
no.
it
Have money
is.
that. Hey, Ify, my sister, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Good evening.
Both partners are abroad. One is in the UK and one is in Canada. Now, if both partners are abroad, the tendency is reduced. You know why? Because UK people have rights. If they catch you cheating, they will collect something from you, especially if for instance, I'm married to Vidaoma and I know she's cheating, all I need to do is make sure I'm poorer than her. She will feed me. If I get a divorce, she will feed me. I will claim all sorts of emotional damage. I'll claim all sorts of things. She will feed me. But you see, Nigerian man no get any rights. So they will want my die no Ibiyomie shower and they will pour you away like wash and basin water. Anyway, before I continue talking my own, remember if you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen, knock that screen, knock double click the screen. Omas is my #1 gifter, Omas 719. My #2 gifter on TikTok right now. Big shout out to Tokbe Toasting. That's my #2 gifter. Edo's Papa was my #1 gifter earlier on. Edo's Papa is beginning to send his gifts in again. I'm looking for those money guns. Send them in. Send those money guns in. Help me reach my targets if you're watching on TikTok. Big shout out to you. Over to you, Ify. How are you doing, my darling?
I'm fine, Daddy Freeze. It's been a while. I've been so busy. Sorry, say that again.
What's your take on the matter?
Okay. Daddy Freeze, I think that like what you're saying is true, right? But I feel like there's a lot of other things to it. First of all, long distance marriages would never, ever, ever work. But then again, there are two other types of marriages that, like, there are people who are in Canada who are abroad and they are cheating. Their spouses are here and they are cheating. There are people who are in Nigeria and you go and bring your spouse, like you go back to Nigeria and you marry someone and he's only marrying you for paper. So we need to also consider those other ones. So in as much as long distance marriage is not ideal, like it's less than ideal, it would never ever work, there are still people who are in the same city with their spouses and they're still cheating. Just like Vidaoma said that married men even cheat more than single people. Abroad too, married women are cheating more than single people. Yeah, but let me not allow this before they come and stone me, right? But it's the truth. It's the truth. Married people are cheating. So, like, when we say that it's not working, at the end of the day, I don't even understand what's happening, because when you're single and you're seeing all these things, it leaves little to be desired at the end of the day, because married people, you're seeing them cheating, the majority of them are not happy, and then someone is telling you, and there's still some, like you said, there's still some long distance marriages that work, right? There are still people who you find that their husbands are in Nigeria and it's working out perfectly for them. When you ask the wife, she'll say, yes, it's even better that way.
My problem is we cannot normalize the minority.
Well,
you can't normalize minority. It is like saying that there are people who smoke and don't get cancer. It's a minority. You can't say who don't smoke and have a healthy. It's a minority.
But Daddy Freeze,
yeah,
you know what I think? I think at the end of the day, really, it's what works for you. Because in as much as we can normalize the minority, we can't also generalize. Right?
That's why That's why they accept some medicines and they don't accept some medicines. That is why stuff like Novalgene and chloroquine were once considered lifesavers, but they are now considered poison because of the way it affects the population. So when you're down, do you realize that even the Bible says the only time a couple should stay away from one another is if they must come together quickly to avoid temptation?
True.
I can give you
that.
Paul said, avoid it because of God. Paul was not talking to, he was not talking to mechanics. He was not talking to the Bible. Vidaoma, do you have a Bible there?
No, unless I have to get my another phone.
Do you have a Bible there?
On my phone, Daddy Freeze. My mom is with my Bible. Yeah.
Okay, good. I want you to read this.
But I could go get it from her. So.
No need. Phone Bible is perfectly fine.
Is there a way to bring it on the screen?
No need. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 5. Read it. NLT or NIV or the newer versions are always better, so people can understand the English better. We have somebody else with us. Hello, sir.
Let me get my Bible.
Hello, sir. The person just can't lock my live.
Daddy Freeze.
Yes. Okay, you want to look at it on your same phone?
Yeah, that's the
thing. It won't work.
It won't work, yeah.
Use another phone. If you had another phone, it's fine.
I have, but it's not charged.
No problem. Let me wait for Vidaoma to go and
get hands,
somebody else.
I have one phone here that I usually just forget that I have. It's somewhere. I would have lost the phone.
Please, if you are, why would you send request? If you are in such a busy place, why would you send such a request? Please, anybody that all these requests, I will block you so you don't come and be locking up my live. Don, my father. Let me see if that one can work. Biola, I'm bringing you next.
Yeah, you said 1 Corinthians what?
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 5. Mute your mic. Anybody that is in a noisy place.
What is going on?
Baba, you are in a noisy place. You get picking where they cry. As you come the live, you go mute them. Can't go where they quiet. I don't know what they use noise do now. Are you ready? Can't you hear the two people that are here? Can't you hear how quiet it is? You day factory they call. Please, if you're watching on TikTok, remember to send me my money guns. Big shout out to you. I'm looking for 100 money guns. Let's make this happen. If you're enjoying the live, send me the money guns. My number one gifter is Tokbe Tosin, my number one gifter. And my number two gifter, big shout out to them. My number two gifter is Edo's Papa. Edo's Papa rose to my number two gifter. It was my number one gifter the other time. All right. Hey, Theophilos just sent me a money gun. Big shout out to you, Theophilos. Theophilos Nsiko. Thank you so much. All right.
Okay, dear, I'm there.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay, First Corinthians chapter 7.
Yes. Verse 5.
Verse 5. Okay, this is 5. Okay, it says, do not deprive each other except perhaps by mutual consent and for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer. Then come together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control.
Because of your lack of self-control. This is Paul telling the church that say you get self-control. Don't deprive one another of intimacy. If you read, what version did you read? NIV, Abi. If you read NLT, it clearly says intimacy. Do not deprive one another so that you will not be tempted. So, and you must come together quickly so you are not tempted. Do you realize what it is to be living inside Canada way cold? Canada way cold like winch.
I see that we're legendary for cold.
As in,
It's actually cold in Canada.
Canada way cold like winch. Now you want to send your wife go.
Yeah, especially when you're living in certain areas.
Vulcanizer. I remember not my vulcanizer, my panel beater. His name was Muse. Now so Muse send his wife go abroad. The two of them applied for visa. Wife, they didn't give him. His wife waka. He no reach 2 years. His wife come back, can't do introduction with another person. The first when seeing wife like this now with now with Bele, somebody say no, all women are like, you cannot base your life on a minority. You cannot.
Well,
You cannot. You do not base a strategy. It's like saying, do you know there are people who took no medicine for cancer and they survived? How many?
true.
Maybe 2% of the population.
I'm just trying to play the devil's advocate, but I agree with you, though. Yeah.
Biola, I sent you a request. Where are you? I'm looking for you. It's you I need today. Let me try this engineer, Matthew. Biola, why did you say no? I want to hear your perspective.
But the thing again that it freezes, like a lot of reasons would make people stay apart, right? We don't have to discredit those reasons. Like, let's say, for instance, I'm married to a man who is earning, say, $30,000 every month somewhere, and if he was to move back to Canada, he's probably going to be earning, say, maybe $5,000. It would be unfair for me, especially if he really loves the job and he likes the security it provides for him and his family. It would be unfair for me as his wife to ask him to move to Canada. However, this is where I still agree with you. It shouldn't be for a prolonged period of time, right? You should say, okay, we're doing this for a year or 2 or 3. and, you know, just do all the work you can, make all the money you can, and then we find something else. Or I move to where you are. So that would make more sense, you know. But
Now,
like
let me explain something to you.
Mm-hmm.
I have a family member whose wife and kids are abroad. He's doing very well in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Every month, he dey hop go see family.
Mm-hmm.
Just told us about in the relocate, in the live in business for Nigeria. Locate. I said, why?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and every 2-3 months you hop and go and see them. He said each time he hops and goes to see them, his daughter, the last time he went, his daughter don't fight karate. The next time he went, his daughter don't sabi how to swim. The next time he went, the daughter can sing. So he's like, and sees a strange situation. His daughter has done these things in 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
he's not a part of that growth process. He says, you know what? I don't mind going abroad 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that I can be a part of my children's lives.
Well, yeah. Fair enough.
Just so that I can be a part of my children's life, I am willing to forfeit the money I'm making. I'm willing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and these are the things you need to consider. If you are in Nigeria, we don't know how to push you, emotionally wind you, let's go abroad, let's go abroad, let's go abroad. One day, if you are not mentally ready for it, don't. Now I understand when you two are suffering in Nigeria. If you are earning 70,000 naira a month in Nigeria, your prospects are very low. If you have the opportunity to JAPA. But when you are a bank manager in Nigeria, you are earning 1 million naira a month. You want to go and JAPA and start doing for work. Whether you like it or not, I know people are lawyers in Nigeria who are in the UK.
Lawyers who are doing what? Okay. Well, that freeze. I will just say one thing. The thing that we need to understand is that when, as a lawyer, you immigrate to a new country, you would have that phase where you're still trying to settle in, you're still trying to get your license, you know. So no one should actually be made to feel bad for being, what did you call it, that freeze? It's a phase.
Why you relocate? If you're a successful lawyer in Nigeria, why are you relocating?
It depends. People relocate for different reasons. When I relocated, I wasn't doing badly, but I just felt like I needed a new challenge.
As a single girl, you can relocate.
Yeah.
As a man under 35, even if you have a family, you can relocate. But if you are older than and you are relocating, unless you are in extreme poverty in Nigeria, relocation is a problem.
Yeah, it's problematic for a lot of reasons. Because at 40, I want to believe that you're set in your ways. You're not very fluid. You're not very flexible, you know, to adapt to
self-static ways. Now, when you travel abroad with little kids, you enjoy of having a child abroad, which is benefits. They will give you this, they will give you that, blah, blah, blah. When you travel abroad with teenagers that are on their way to university, Baba, now bill, you won't go put yourself inside university.
True. But the thing is, but Daddy Freeze, let me say one more thing.
You are not going to enjoy abroad. You walk like a.
It depends on how you travel abroad, right? Say for Canada, for instance, when you come to Canada, everyone has, especially when you're a permanent resident, everyone has free medicals. So I basically go to the hospital. If they have to admit me, fine. I stay there for the length of time the doctor needs me to stay.
How much is the university in Canada?
It depends. There's a different fee for international students. There's a different fee for Canadian permanent residents and citizens.
Permanent residents, how much is university?
So let's say if international students are paying 15,000, a permanent resident will probably pay about 7,000.
Okay, so let's talk about
7, so it's like half,
7,000 a year, Abby.
Yeah, I think, or per semester.
Okay.
It's a year. It's a year that it frees.
Okay, 7,000.
But I stand to be corrected, though. Yeah.
Or a semester, $7,000 is about 6 million. Unless you are studying medicine in a private university, you can never pay that much in Nigeria.
Yep.
This health, hold on. This healthcare we are saying is free. You will never spend 6 million naira a year on healthcare unless you are treating cancer. So
sometimes in a whole year I don't even go to the hospital.
But
like but the beauty of it, that the freeze is just our system back home isn't working.
Someone said
we should have a similar thing in Nigeria.
You are paying for 14 million a year. Now you
don't have to spend as much as 7K. You don't even pay anything extra for healthcare. You don't pay anything extra for healthcare. It's provincially funded.
Relocated with my family. Now, would I be treated as a permanent resident or would I be treated as a visitor?
It depends on how you relocate. So if you get a permanent resident visa, then you are a permanent resident. If you get a visitor visa, you're basically on your own.
As a permanent resident, am I be treated as a international or a local person?
Local. The thing is the beauty of Canada.
Do you know, realize how expensive it is to live with a family in Canada? I was watching one documentary today. They said for a family of 4, you will spend $5,000 a month in Canada.
That's subjective.
It's
very relative. You know why?
Your rent, your phone, your Wi-Fi, they calculated everything. Your transportation, everything will cost you about $5,000 a month.
It depends. If you're renting, you're not going to spend that amount. But if you have a mortgage and say your mortgage is about, say, 2,500, 3,000. Yeah.
So let's.
I don't have kids, so I don't know how much people spend on their kids. And then the government tries to make life easy for people.
How many rooms do you have in your house?
I have 3 rooms and a rec room.
If you had a husband and children, you have more than 3 rooms.
Well, if I have kids, perhaps I'll buy a bigger house.
You buy a bigger house, and that's going to be more expensive.
Yeah, but at that point, we're 2.
If you spend 5K a month, do you know that's 60K a year?
But that is, you're failing to realize that you earn in dollars.
That's what I
know how much my hourly rate is, right?
$1 a year.
But don't ask me that because I know that's the next thing you're going to
earn $100,000 a year. So after they've removed their basic feeding and their needs, and this is for children that are not in university. So if you have children in the university, let's say you are making $100,000 a year, your life what is it called? It's going to chop you about 60K out of that 100K. Then you have 2 kids.
Talking about one person's income.
Hold on, one person's income. Let's say
but there are 2.
160K, right? Of which 60K is going to, and this family works together. It's not that the man is hiding his money, the wife is hiding her money.
Yeah, you rarely hide your money abroad.
You have eaten, daily living, rent, mortgage. You have spent 60K gone. Now, hold on. Out of $160,000 a month in Canada, you will pay at least 30 to 40% tax, depending on where you are.
Yeah, depending on your tax bracket.
Lowest tax bracket is 30%. Are you aware?
Yeah, I know.